Yeah, that's cool.
Yo, you know what I realized? I don't know how to listen to music. And I saw the difference between being an amateur and being a professional. Because watching Cut, listen to Infinity Money, I was like, I've been listening to music wrong all my life.
His DJ is. He knows it can go. But watching him nod his head to objective nonsense, it's nonsense.
I mean,
The song goes.
I was with you maybe like the first week when it came out. But now,
You listen to the gym.
that shit grow on me.
This
That shit grow on me.
is at the gym.
That shit grow on me so much.
You deadlifted that?
Andrew, you could go, yeah, for anything in life and it fits.
To be fair, Uzi Vert has a whole song, but that's all he does. And that became what the Eagles came out to that for the Super
I'm
Bowl.
trying to tell you.
What are we talking about?
It works.
He said nothing.
I don't know. And this is why Mos Def has such a problem with this generation. But it works.
He got called out for that shit though.
He did. But I mean,
Most Def, because Waka Flocka brought a picture. Waka Flocka of all people, by the way, brought a picture of like Most Def in a skirt. He was like, "And you mad at Drake?"
oh, Mos Def posted that himself. Oh, by the way, welcome to Guava Jam.
Oh, Jesus fuck!
And welcome to Respectfully. I can stop calling it Guava Jam.
In the name of Jesus,
Welcome to Guava Jam.
I could give it.
No.
I will. You know what?
Respectfully.
Because we gotta start. We gotta start branding. We have to worry about selling. So welcome to Respectfully. I'm Renaldo. That is Andrew.
yes sir. So listen, speaking of gals, talking about Guava Jam because I've done things with Guava Jam I'm not proud of.
I think you're proud.
Or I
of
am proud.
I think you're proud of him. I
A
think
li- a
you're
little
proud-
bit,
Yeah, like
a little
let's
bit,
let's
a
be
little
real.
bit.
Don't cap.
You gotta get the seedless Guava Jam. And you gotta like,
Well, you want when you do dirty things for
Right.
them to be as clean as possible.
you don't want to fuck up the pH balance. You keep it in a good spot. you know what
That's
I mean?
not my concern after I leave. Unless I plan on returning.
Your birthday coming up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You still a filthy nigga. You better be 39. Are you still a filth monster?
Does it stop?
No, it doesn't. I'm 42 and I'm still there. I'm still in that pocket.
What are we talking
I'm
about?
not gonna lie to you. Proud of it. Proud of it.
Concern for who I brought into this world.
Thank God ain't no Steelers game today. Speaking of gals,
Aren't we always?
have you been paying attention to this Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion beef?
Gals are out of control.
I can't keep up with them.
Gals are out of control because when we were doing, full disclosure, when we were doing pre-show rundown and you brought that up, and then I had to mention, did you know that there's also a Lotto Ice Spice beef?
I love that you were on that side of it, and I was over here with the Nicki, Megan, Cardi side of you. Like, no, but also like on the B side, there's Lotto and da da da.
So like, why is all of this happening right now? And
Because
are they trying to do this to retroactively take attention away? They can't
They
from
can't.
Taylor Swift because she's aligned herself with the NFL.
I think what is happening right now is Nicki's getting her comeuppance. Pause. I mean,
Do we
Shout
do
out
we
to
have to
Big
pause
Mill.
comeuppance?
no, shout out to Big Mill
Okay.
because he,
Yes.
comeuppance. You get it?
Nope.
It's right there.
All right.
He came up in her,
Oh, many have.
in her vagina.
Like Donald Trump says, many have.
Mini half is crazy. Mini half is that's nuts. Fun to fun. That's nuts. Yo. Anyway, here's my question to you: is Nicki the best rapper of this generation, or is she the best rapper of this generation because no one else is in her lane for years?
My thing about this is all of these beefs, all of these issues, and listen, I feel like obviously it doesn't matter because men have the same kind of ridiculous beefs in hip hop. So we're not strictly making this women versus men kind of thing. This is no
No.
part of the gender wars.
And that didn't even
But-
come into conversation on Twitter even.
But I just feel like all of these happen in the same way, and it's the same MO every time we see this. It's young upstart starts to get attention.
Mm-hmm.
Their name is mentioned, or maybe not even mentioned, alongside Nicki, and she takes offense to the fact that someone else is trying to get just a minute bit of the attention that she receives, and then she just goes off.
Here's the thing though. What's the better bar? I'm quoting Megan Thee Stallion. I'm not calling women this at all. I don't use this word.
Be careful.
Yeah. She said, bitches need to stop worrying about me. Bitches need to worry about Megan's Law. And you know what Megan's Law is.
Yeah.
Right. Is that a nastier bar than is it your tour or your girl's tour?
The Megan's Law line by far, by far.
My
because
point-
it hits on a different level.
My point is women are nastier and meaner than men.
Yeah.
So this beef, like Nicki Minaj for a straight minute was like, on your dead mama, on your dead mama. They had to send police out to Megan Thee Stallion's mother's gravesite to protect it from barbs.
Let's be real. Ever since Tupac dropped the first line of "Hit 'Em Up," I don't think a man has been that disrespectful
No.
in hip hop beef ever
No.
since. Like, first off, fuck your bitch in the clique you claim. That was it.
I'll do you one better. Jay-Z made Super Ugly.
No, sorry, it wasn't a line. It's actually the intro. It's him
intro,
saying,
yeah.
"That's why I fucked your bitch." You
By the way,
motherfucker.
By the way, way to get to the point. Way to put a fine point on it.
No, you know what was most impressive by that? Because I remember young me listening to this and clutching my pearls, like, where does he go from there? And it keep going up.
It went straight the fuck. When he was like, Prodigy had like sickle cell or some shit like that, I was like, what? Why would you bring that up? Prodigy, how he catch a stray?
Don't make fun of this. But anyway,
You know-
like, yeah, that's what men do. Because when you look at Drake and Meek Mill, it wasn't like you said, it wasn't insanely disrespectful
No.
bars and that. It
No.
was, hey, your girl is make more money than you. Which, okay. I
Now-
want someone to hit me with that line.
Now, let's compare Nicki Minaj's horrible diss track, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's compare that to the bars we've heard from men. All Pusha T said was, you are hiding a son.
Yeah.
That was it. He didn't talk bad with the little boy.
So many
He was
of
like
these.
this weird mixed little son of a bitch. He was just like, yo, you hiding a son. Jay-Z made Super Ugly that went way far. Then he apologized. His mother's like, apologize. He's like, all right, you got a point.
Sorry.
My bad. These gals are going. Okay, hold on. We got to discuss family.
Most of it is about family.
I know. Me and you got to discuss family.
Oh, okay.
I actually wish the guy was there.
Mhm.
Do we think Drake got a BBL? Because Megan came for him and said, niggas out here with BBL scars in another man hood
What's
acting like a bad bitch. I'm sorry. She came for Drake neck.
what's a male BBL? Is it the same thing?
I
Because
think it's similar.
there was I remember one time he took a pic, I think it may have been in Turks, and people were like, oh, those abs aren't real.
Right.
Like something was done there. Those abs 100% aren't real. So is a male BBL the same procedure, accenting the same things? Because what?
All I know is
Now, if you're saying he got work done, then I would be like, well, yeah, he's a rich person always in front of the camera. I assume that most of them get work done. Like when dudes are going to prepare for,
would you get work done?
yes, when dudes are going to prepare for a role.
We're not skipping over that.
What do you mean?
You would get work done?
I would if I had to go be in a movie. If I was in a Marvel movie, I do an HGH all year.
No,
Oh, yeah.
no, HGH is one thing. We're way past that. I'm talking about like
what's the difference?
going on the table to get work done. Like one day you like this, and the next day you show up and like you're my size but cut. You think you walk in by John and John gonna be like, "Excuse fucking me?
How rich am I?
You're Drake rich."
Yes, I'm doing that shit.
John, you get a BBL?
No. Hold on. We did not
What?
say BBL.
man,
You
as a
said
man.
you said
No,
work
no.
done. You did
What?
not say
Oh,
BBL.
Stop.
If now was Drake rich and he did that, I wasn't gonna say nothing. That's my boy.
You said work done. You did not say BBL.
John, look me in the
I
eye.
ain't getting no goddamn
John,
BBL.
John, look me in the eye and tell me, if I walk in your house Friday and I cut like now, pause. You look at it, you ain't getting no jokes off.
Are you rich like Drake?
Yes.
No.
I don't care how rich I is, I'm getting these jokes off.
That's fine.
I'm getting these jokes off. You,
Yeah,
you
that's
no,
fine.
but see,
got a tummy tuck, my nigga?
that's you being rich.
Yes.
You wildin'.
I don't see it as a
A
negative.
man cannot get work done.
Why?
You gotta go to the gym like a man. Or if you fat, make
Wait.
money. and then perform like a guy you want
You do both. Like those two things do not exist individually. You do both. You get work done and you also go
How
to the
much
gym.
more of a-
I don't think this is just a male or female thing. Cause look,
to. It is.
no, Lotto go to the gym and get work done. Meg Thee Stallion go to the gym, get work done. They fine as hell. Why is it not the same for us?
Beloved, what I'm asking you is.
We exist in an era of equality in
Oh,
2024.
fuck off. Fuck off. How's the senior girls basketball going?
They playing well. They playing hard. Shut up.
Name one senior girls player. Name the best senior girls player. No, look at me. Name the best one.
too many to name. I am not gonna sit here on this platform and single out one because the talent pool is so rich and so heavy. I do a great disservice by singling out one player. And how dare you try to put me in that position?
Let me ask you a question.
News.
Do we think Drake is pulling more girls with his BBL than he would have without the BBL?
Yes.
At his wealth.
Yes. Because
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
No, but listen, guys. You eliminate as much reasons as possible for them to say no. So I assume everyone has a line, right? So let's say
He has a line.
let's say there's a woman who's like, of course I would fuck with this out of shape man. He's wealthy. There are women that would say, you know what? He may be wealthy, but I ain't trying to fuck with him because I'm not physically attracted. Why just do one when you can have both? You can have the wealth and make them physically attractive.
Who was the finest rap star female? Who's the finest female rap star in the 90s?
In the 90s?
Mhm.
Lil' Kim.
Okay. Who was she fucking?
Big.
Is that a handsome gentleman? Is that a fit gentleman?
She's attracted to his power.
Is that a handsome gentleman or is that a fit gentleman?
He's a good looking guy. He went from ashy to classy.
He put on lotion and that was enough? The lotion is what
I'm sure it was the finest of lotions. It was probably a serum.
This nigga took down Lil' Kim and Faith Evans, who at the time, again, light-skinned, fine as fuck. What I'm trying to say to you,
They was
beloved, is
slapping the
Rick
sh-
Ross exists.
They were slapping the shit out of that belly.
Khaled exists.
I
To
understand.
the point where Biggie Smalls shit on a lady once.
So did Vince McMahon. HGH.
Yes, he did.
HGH. All I'm saying is, if you have the means, why only do one when you can have both? Boy, we get sidetracked. We was talking about these gals beefing.
Hold on. We have to address Vince McMahon.
Okay. Do we have to?
We kind of have to.
Go ahead.
Did you read the text?
Boy.
What was his obsession? This is kind of like the basketball owner who was like, you can fuck anybody. Just leave the black players alone.
Mhm.
Vince McMahon took that and overcorrected. And I was like, I want to see you
Yeah.
get fucked by like niggas.
I want to be a cuck.
What? Where? Why was it specifically us though? Why is it never Cuban? You know, it's never Chilean. It's never Costa Rican. Why is it always us?
Because I think inherently it goes back to some weird slave
Sambo,
owner.
big dick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
pause.
goes back to some weird slave owner mentality. Because think about it, he already had this whole aura like, oh, these niggas working for me.
Yeah, he did.
So I'd like to see these things happen. To me, when I read that, that's the first place my mind went was, oh, this is some Django shit.
Were we shocked?
No, because if you look at, bro, most wrestling tropes were racist as fuck.
100%.
Like that was the way that they
100%.
made wrestling characters. Think about it. The Nation of Domination that gave The Rock his real start. Like The Rock started off as just this happy, campy wrestler. Oh, third generation. His hair was puffy and all that. And he was like, no. Go to what we have as our militant faction. You go with the rest of these black dudes and call it the Nation of Domination. You be an angry black man. And that's how this is going to work. They always troped in racism the whole time.
Would you look at the audience? There are two places where misogyny, what's the word for when you're homophobic,
Yeah.
racist, they exist in two places: battle rap and wrestling.
No, hold on. And I'll do you one more, and this could be a segue to something else. I feel like it's any combat sport. Because
UFC,
Floyd,
Dana White, you're right.
let's get to them in a minute.
You're
But
right.
Floyd Mayweather, his whole, and a lot of people don't know this, his whole persona came about when he discovered, wait, I could be the dude that's hated and that's actually going to get me ratings
Mhm.
because people will hate watch, is he used to troll all the Mexican fighters. He used to specifically
I did
want
not
to
know
fight
this.
on Cinco de Mayo. He'd come out with the sombrero because boxing is huge for them, especially in those like lighter divisions.
Mhm.
So like that was their thing. And he thought to himself, I could have this audience here in America. But if I get these Mexicans hate watching me, I'm about to clean up and then just never lose, which is a big part of it.
And to be fair, Manny Pacquiao was like Asian Mexican.
I'm saying though.
He looks Mexican. He
So
looks very
now,
Mexican.
like boxing always had that, right? Because there's no more tribalistic thing than black dude fighting white dude.
Yeah.
Hispanic dude fighting black dude.
Yeah.
Hispanic dude fighting white
When
dude.
the race comes, I think the only white boxer who got away with that was a white boy from who beat Fury. I think he gets away with it.
Mhm.
I feel like niggas fuck with him. I feel like we're like, nah, he cool. He don't bother no one. X, Y,
Because
Z.
his story's fucking crazy.
He did also say the enemy because he's a gypsy, right?
Cocaine gypsy. He's literally cocaine bear when you think about it.
You've been to Europe.
Yeah.
They don't like the gypsies.
They also don't like the niggas.
No, they don't. But they hate the gypsies more. I
Yeah,
literally had an ex of mine. I had to pause this now. Pardon me. An ex of mine, our people's from Belgium, so we went to Belgium. I asked her cousin, I was like, yo, I haven't seen a black person in a while. He goes, oh, no. We don't worry about this exact quote. We don't worry about the blacks. It's the fucking gypsies. I was like, I said, what's a gypsy? He goes, damn. It's like me saying to you, I don't fuck with niggas, and being like, but I don't fuck with damn niggas, and point to cut. You'd be like, but y'all look exactly the same.
Same.
They just have on like locks and jewelry.
There's no difference between them.
I said, oh, so y'all got beef with the gypsies and all that? He goes, yeah, y'all are fine. I was like, say less.
We're not fine. First of all,
No,
we're not fine.
we're not fine.
Like you saying we don't worry about is super dismissive. Which leads me to believe that we're not fine. We're not fine at all. But back to that UFC thing and combat sports, right? But so where the UCF is right now,
UFC.
this is
UFC.
yes, John School. Sorry,
Yeah, sorry. There you go.
What?
not
Look, activated.
so.
Like we say, Kentucky. You're like, huh?
So where the UFC is right now, this is the place where fighters, fans, and anyone, you get to traffic in hate speech. You get to traffic in misogyny.
Colby
you get to
Covington.
traffic in racism. And it actually helps your career because it's almost as if the audience that craves that, this is their sport. It can't be football.
No.
Too much niggas dominating that.
Yeah.
It can't be basketball.
But now niggas dominating UFC too.
Too much niggas dominating that. No, but this is still the place where, remember how we talked about boxing, where it's not frowned upon, it's actually encouraged. In UFC, in combat sports, it's the same thing. And it helps when you have Dana White as the head of it, and he is actually not going to stop anyone from saying anything.
And it's in the name. Dana White. It's in the name.
Look at what happened with all
It's in the name.
with all the Sean Strickland stuff, right? So
Yep.
before his last fight against Duplessis, when he was saying, he went on that extremely homophobic rant, and Dana White is like, I'm not putting a leash on anybody. Free speech, say whatever you want. They're using the banner of free speech, and that got co-opted just to be able to include hate in whatever they want to say.
Well, there's a conversation there. Should NBA and NFL players and other big, huge MLB, huge sports leagues, should they be allowed to say whatever they want to say? Because free speech, they're not, to be clear, they're not wrong.
No, but this is hypocritical as fuck because, and the reason why they don't do it is not because they don't have the same opinions or they don't want to say the same thing. It's because they're smart and they're businessmen.
Mhm.
And I was listening to an episode of Pablo Torre Finds Out, and he had on Ariel Helwani, who was like the foremost journalist when it comes to combat sports.
Mhm.
And they were playing clips of Dana White in the early UFC days. And there was a Cuban fighter, I think, and after one of his fights, he said something about religion and taking down someone else's religion.
Mhm.
And in a press conference then, Dana White, and you could hear him on video saying it. It sounds like a different person. He says, you can't just say whatever you want, especially if you want to be in corporate America. He said, go to any business.
Okay, so it's the
you
hypocrisy.
can't just say whatever you want because there are consequences that come with this kind of thing. This was Dana White saying this. You know when his tone and everything else changed? 2016. What happened in 2016? Who
Trump.
became the guy in 2016?
Trump.
Who did Dana White align himself with? What audience did they see that was available for them to co-opt and take? So they shifted their whole philosophy completely because now saying that shit, you saw where it could get you to being the leader of the free world. So of course it could get you millions in your sport.
I won't front. The only hypocrisy I really saw, and that's a good point you made. The only hypocrisy I saw was when they were like, "Don't bring politics into sports. Don't do that." Da da da. And then Dana White keeps bringing Donald Trump out. They were like, "We hate rap. Rap is dark and rap is stupid." And Kanye was like, "Fuck the Jews." And he was like, "Yeah, Kanye
Free
West,
speech.
He's that good guy."
Hey,
Right now, I'm watching. Did you see the Ben Shapiro rap?
no, I purposely stayed away from that shit.
It's terrible. Do you know what that's Spanish for terrible, by the way? Do you know what?
Wait, let me confirm that with John. John, is that Spanish for terrible?
Terrible.
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 Yeah.
You didn't say them R's at all. You said terrible.
Well, we get it.
Why'd you do your hand like that?
Hey,
Because
Terrible.
Andrew.
Uh,
Good job.
Thank
Close
you.
enough.
Thank you, John.
You know what? He could go to any Spanish country and they would understand what he said.
Me gusta.
He been to Costa Rica for a minute,
gusta.
and now all of a sudden, you all these blood brothers.
Gracias, John. Gracias.
Remember when he didn't leave food from Thanksgiving?
At all.
You remember when he bought me the coffee in the Panamanian airport instead of Costa Rica?
Did you get coffee, nigga? Did you get coffee?
You did
from,
get coffee.
From a third world country that smokes Spanish.
But did you get food when I cooked the curry?
No.
Yes, you did.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He's trying to lie on my name. Look at that. Look how quickly he was.
You're very passionate about,
See,
about the
I'm
curry
not gonna-
situation.
yeah, I saw an alliance forming against me, and boom, wedge issue. There you go.
Way to turn the front upside
Yeah. I learned from Dana White.
down.
The only thing I learned from him, because
But
I
no.
don't hit women.
The Ben Shapiro, good point. The Ben Shapiro rap,
Totally got away with that, by the way.
in the middle of the Megan Nicki beef, full circle, he made that rap, and he was like, yo, Nicki Minaj, why you ain't get no Grammy yet? And she goes, Nicki Minaj is right now advocating for Ben Shapiro. She goes, that song Facts, Ben was really talking to him. They're retweeting each other. This is where we're at.
But that nigga is so weird because he been wanting into this world.
He's autistic.
Why did they have such a strong stance when WAP came out? Why did he read the lyrics on WAP? And that's when I was like, you want a part of this world. Two, you want to fuck one of these gals so bad.
Yeah, you know why?
So
So
bad.
that show, he was like, wait, ass pussy. What is that? I mean, my wife we use the KY.
He read the
You
lyrics.
mean they naturally get wet?
I know the minute when it happened. It's when he read the lyric with the macaroni in the pot. And he was like, what do you mean the sound?
What does that
of a-
mean?
What do you, and, oh.
My sex sounds like sandpaper on wood. Like, why is this? So they just get wet.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
He
Is
wants
it a black thing?
He
Is
wants
it a
in on
rapper
this.
thing?
He wants in on this shit, and the fact that she now aligns himself with her, all it goes to show you is, bro, when you feel like you down bad and you losing a war, you will cling to anything
Yeah,
because
you grasping.
the worst thing that happens, and thank you for bringing us back full circle, is public opinion has now turned against her
Mm-hmm.
because Megan is seen as the one that's graceful. And when you have grace above this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like to not constantly be in the fray, because look what it was like. She dropped her track,
Mm-hmm.
she dropped the visuals,
And left.
and ain't do no back and forth.
Disappeared.
Nikki was ranting and raving for days on social media, dropped a very underwhelming song, and people just continuously making fun of her. Like it's kind of like with the Jada Kingdom thing, because dancehall started all of this. Like I can't believe
Jada Kingdom and Teflon Don.
yeah, I can't believe we left them out. But Jada Kingdom bust her ass with bars. And that's still, even though hip hop got all this other shit going on around it and social media kind of muddy the waters, when you go back to it, it's still about the bars.
You know what's difficult for me? With Jada Kingdom and Teflon. When you that fine.
I want everyone to win. I lie. I just want Jada Kingdom to win. I just want Jada Kingdom to win.
That's how much of a man I'm like, may the finest win.
Even if she loses, she wins.
Who you fucking first? Megan or Nikki?
Megan.
That's why she win.
But you know what helps? And this goes back to our Juju Watkins conversation. When they find and then you see them be good at their craft,
You can do whatever. You can do whatever. Baby girl, go. Oh my God, look at you.
I feel it right
Fucking
now.
about
When
babes.
they find and good at their
You fucking
craft.
about babes. Nikki only bar was, you have big feet and you're tall. Go on. This is the finest gal in rap right now.
Small ox.
Well, no, that's a lie. Lada was the finest gal in rap.
Small ox cut down big tree.
Did you freestyle that?
Nope.
Was that generations of that?
Ancient
Yeah.
Chinese. Ancient Chinese secret.
What?
I know. I take that to me and John wants to desperately fuck a tall woman.
That's what it is.
Or he has recently. I don't know.
Oh, family.
It's one of those two things.
But no, at the end of the day, women have been winning all week. I think, especially with this Griselda documentary out. Not documentary, the Griselda show. Did you enjoy it? Did you watch it?
Okay, so as someone that's consumed all of the Cocaine Cowboys and actual Griselda documentaries, we can't call this that.
Let me ask you a
This
question.
this is a creative imagining of what happened.
Before we delve into,
But yes, I did watch the show. I did enjoy it.
before we delve deep into Sofia Vergara, which I would happily love to do,
Thank you for beating me to the punch.
happily.
And if we had a chance to delve deep into Sofia
Oh my
Vergara, you would
God.
not beat me to that
Even
punch.
with the prosthetics and the teeth and whatever, the fact that they were like, we made her ugly, and I was like, You did?
Pardon?
I was so locked.
What you mean?
My question to you is, I know you're a historian, you're a reporter at heart, XYZ. Why the Bahamas always in it? Why
Yo,
every drug blow, everything related to drugs, like,
Andrew,
so they went to Norman's. I was like, why are we always in it?
Andrew, we don't be in it enough. You know how big of a part of the story that we were? We were literally the middleman. We were the conduit for it to happen. You cannot just go. It's disingenuous for people to go, okay, it just went from South America to North America. No,
make a stop.
it went through here first. All of it, all the millions of tons, all of it came through here first. How you think niggas had their own island?
But my question is, as a people, what does it say about us? And by the way, I pride myself on this.
Niggas had their own airport. Like, so let's be
Bro,
100 with
bro,
this.
niggas was telling me, I had an older gentleman, I can't call his name. I had an older gentleman tell me, say, I was talking about it on the radio, and he was like, Andrew, you know how much Bahamian stewardesses I know was making runs on certain airlines? He was like, do you know how much policemen, taxi drivers I
To
know?
this day, it was
To
everywhere.
this day.
To this day, I question my parents all the time. Y'all couldn't do it for a little bit.
My father was a taxi driver.
To this day,
One minute he couldn't build a house, the next minute he's like, house in Sanssouci. I was like, how does that, hold on,
y'all couldn't just jump in the game and jump back out for a minute.
just for a minute.
For a minute,
Just for a minute.
it was everywhere. Like everyone in Bahamian society, from the top straight to the bottom, we could have gotten somewhere in the middle.
Yep, as we like to do. We love to get in the middle.
Jump
the middle is
in,
amazing.
jump back out. But yeah, in all of these documentaries, all of these films, you can't tell the story about it without mentioning the Bahamas.
Are we better than America in this lane? Because during that time, and so much coke was coming out of our country, are we better than America because we never had a coke epidemic? Like, we literally was like, nah, we good.
No, we had crack. We had crack. Like, if you talk
But
to
it wasn't an epidemic. It was here. No, we have coke and crack here now. We have fentanyl here now. But it wasn't like a problem.
I think if you talk to enough people that were around in the 80s, they'll tell you it was a problem. It's just that our population is so small, and the percentage that it was happening to wasn't as big as we saw, and it also wasn't plastered all over the news media like it was in the US. But I think if you like talk to your mom, talk to different people in that generation, they'll tell you that, oh no, we saw it wreaking havoc on people's families.
Would you have run some coke for Griselda? Like, just one run, 100 grand.
I ask people all the time, and I say, you know what? I don't want to actually be a drug dealer because it seems very dangerous. Our streets right now are washed in blood, and I don't know why it's happening, whether it's just drug related or whether it's just gang wars. I don't like these dudes. But how do you, like, what is an entry level, like, drug dealer person at? Like, can I work in filing? Can I do, like, something with the paperwork? I don't want to be on the road. I would like to work somewhere higher up in distribution. Like, what are the different levels of this? I want to deal drugs safely.
You could be the guy who weighs it. The guy who weighs it actually makes a good amount of money. It's not the money of the dudes who run the load, but it's the money of the dudes who are like, how much is weigh? What's his worth? So, Arturo.
Yes.
Him. You could be that guy who's like, this weighs this amount. This is the math on this. Okay, you guys go do the murdering and the drug selling and the killing, bye. And then they're good to go.
Like,
and Arturo still got killed, but years later.
Shit. All right, but can I just work in marketing? Because I feel like they always.
How would you market Griselda Blanco's coke?
We saw Frank Lucas do it in American Gangster.
Yes, we did with the Blue Magic.
Marketing. Can I perhaps?
Name is like a name.
Can I perhaps just be a marketer for a drug dealer?
You think you ever would have done coke?
No.
I would have tried it. By the way, don't do coke. I would have tried it. This is fresh, uncut Medellin cocaine.
It's disingenuous for me to say no now because I was also raised in a generation where you were taught to fear that, and to be perfectly fair, it was the party drug of choice throughout the 70s into the 80s. What we were more fearful of was crack.
I think what happened was there's a great songwriter and philosopher, Benevolent King. He had a poem that says, and I don't want to get the words wrong. Me naga choke on no coke, strictly sensimania me a smoke.
Yes.
That always stuck with me.
It always did.
It always
did. My first party in Kentucky, I thought of those lyrics, and I was like, you know what? He's right.
I don't want to choke on the coke.
I don't want to.
But I mean,
But there was a lot of things that happened with our generation that scared us off of it because like I grew up, you know, the Len Bias story.
no.
The Len Bias story is the thing that made me said, well, I never want to do that.
That's the baseball player who
The
played
basketball player,
Basketball player, yeah.
Who died on the court.
selected, no, not on the court, selected second overall 1986 draft, supposed to be the second coming of Michael Jordan. People actually thought he was better. Gets drafted by some weird, whatever happened in the trade negotiations, the Celtics, who were the best team in the NBA at the time, ended up with the second pick. And everyone is like, well, they have Larry Bird, they have Kevin McHale, they got Danny Ainge, they have this great team. They are going to get even better because they get in this next Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
They pick Len Bias second overall. The night of the draft, Len Bias goes out, celebrates, does coke, dies. The night after the draft. So think about you growing up hearing this story
That's
your
a waste of
whole
coke.
life.
It's a waste of good coke. He could have saved that for the boys. You know what I mean? Why would you waste all that precious white girl? And you know me, I don't waste.
I've never wasted.
I don't waste no white girl. I don't waste that.
I've never wasted a precious white girl.
Oh no, we got
Not one
we
time.
hit that.
But
We're gonna deal with that.
but if you grow up hearing that story,
White women.
you'd be like, oh my God, I will never do this shit because if you do it once, you're gonna die. That's how I grew up thinking of it.
But this is why I get so mad at like the weed protocols for these teams, where it's like, don't smoke weed. It's like, okay, I'm gonna get hungry, happy, sleepy.
Oh no, that's gone.
Y'all was doing coke.
No, the weed protocols are gone.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
God is the greatest.
They ain't worried about that shit.
God is the greatest. Because like, what are we doing?
Because what are we doing?
Who was the baseball player who he was a pitcher and he did the whole game on LSD?
Oh, Doc Ellis, I think it was. In
Legend.
the 70s.
Legend. What did he say he saw? Like they look like dragons, something
Saw
like
the
that.
strike zone. That's what he saw.
Well, yeah. I mean, as we all do, don't we?
John, I don't
Am I
think
right?
I don't think he saw it. I think he just was hurling that shit and it was working. I don't think he saw it. But I mean, yeah, to take it back to the
Griselda.
Griselda
So
documentary,
you're telling me you said the series left a lot out.
I think it did leave a lot out. I think it left a lot of the story out. To me, the biggest part of the story that I was looking forward to was what happened when she was actually in prison in LA. Because exactly, they stopped it there by just giving you the text ending of, yeah, her sons went back, they killed her whole family. But she went to prison in LA and started an entire second family. There was a,
With the black guy, right?
yes.
Yeah, with the black
Charles
guy.
Cosby.
Yeah.
So she was like his LeBron of drug dealing. She was his
Nice.
Jordan of drug dealing.
Good
So
for him.
he would just send her letters. I want to be a part of your life. Teach me how to do this. She responds to his letters because she ain't got nothing else to do in
Yeah,
jail.
shift time.
And through all of that, she starts to front his business. So this dude becomes a cocaine kingpin in LA and they have a legitimate relationship, which fell apart because she found out that he was fucking a white woman on the outside and then she tried to have
As
him
we
killed.
do.
She
As
tried
we
to have him killed.
Most successful black.
He ended up testifying against her, blah, blah, blah. But that was a compelling ass part of this story because it did not end with her just getting arrested. It continued on. I thought it was going to end with what happened because
In other words, they're gonna drag this out another about 3 seasons.
they could have at least dragged it out one more season or gone 12 episodes because she went back to Colombia after she was released from prison and the beef was not dead. They killed her
Yeah, they
leaving
killed
the
her,
butcher
yeah.
shop.
The butcher shop, yeah,
Like
yeah,
it
yeah.
was it was not dead. Like that shit stuck with these dudes.
My biggest question of the series, and then we get off this. My biggest question is this: John, your mother is a beautiful woman, correct? Your mother's a beautiful woman, correct?
Just say yes.
Yes.
Your mother is a beautiful woman, correct?
Yes.
Clean cut. Your mother's beautiful. All right. Love my mother.
Mhm.
My mother is similar to your mother. Bald, just rocking the Jada Pinkett. I think my mother's gorgeous.
You when they get to that age, she ain't trying to do nothing with no hair.
Right. I know your mother's gorgeous. I know everyone inside all of their mothers is gorgeous. If your mother was being played by Megan Good,
Mhm.
would you complain that Megan Good isn't as fine as your mommy?
Here's the thing though, and
Go on.
So
Go on. Your mother's gorgeous.
so what this is in reference to is the fact that Michael Corleone, the only living
Great name, by the way.
Yeah, well, obviously
name.
you could see what she was into.
Yeah.
The fact that Michael Corleone Blanco had some issues with the show.
hmm
A big part of his issue was that, well, y'all got to come up off some bread if I should be a part of this story. How could y'all be telling this story without me being a substantial part of it, without me benefiting from it?
And he's a book coming out. Conveniently.
And so I am going to also has a podcast series with why does his name exist? Billy Corbin. So
Mhm.
Billy Corbin is a director that created the Cocaine Cowboy series, and
Which you gotta watch.
he has done the most work and the most research on Griselda Blanco. So those two are coming together for a podcast series. They're gonna have 6 episodes, and they're going episode by episode with the show, telling you what was right, telling you what was wrong,
Okay.
doing critiques and all of that. So I'm interested to see what he's going to say about the entire thing.
You answer my question.
I totally fucked up that point because I coughed mid.
Are you gonna be mad
I don't want to talk about Megan.
if they get Holly Berry to play a young Louise?
Here's
Dorset?
why I'm not going to get mad, and this is going to go into a very sick place.
And your mother's a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
I can't say that enough. All of y'all.
Yes. Okay.
Queens, all of them.
Once this happens, if Halle Berry's playing her, this means I get to interact with Halle Berry on set. That's all I'm thinking about. But then it also takes you to a terribly dark place.
Yeah. I'm be a motherfucker. Yeah, that's weird.
We all have been already.
Still gonna do it though. Still gonna do it.
It's still Halle Berry.
Don't look me in the eye. Don't call me baby. Don't call me.
All of that shit is just acting. You're not really that person.
What your mom is calling you?
Nope, we're not talking about it. You're not really that person. Like,
You're not.
I don't believe. Listen,
You can't come from set in
what
full Louise garb.
Daenerys Targaryen real name is?
Emily, what it is?
What exactly?
Emilia Clarke.
That gal.
Huh.
I don't think you actually ride in dragons when you
No,
come off
I
set.
don't.
So, Halle Berry, I don't think you're working in the emergency room at Princess Margaret Hospital.
There's a great riding dragons joke right there,
I know.
and I can't think of it.
I know.
But there's a great riding dragons joke right there. Y'all comment.
You're riding dragons, but you ride something else. It's right there.
It's right there.
It's right there.
I'm sorry. If you find my mother looks a lot like Felicia Rashad, not a flex, just saying. If you got Felicia Rashad to play that role, I'm sorry, I still got dick for Felicia. Why is she still fine? Why is she? I will beat the charges for Bill Cosby out of her.
What happened? What is it about her and Angela Bassett? Why they still fine at this age?
No, Angela Bassett is a problem. Angela Bassett is a problem. Like, let me ask you a question. What's too old for you?
I like how me and John laugh at the exact same time.
John's breath.
Me and John laugh at the exact same time. And I didn't think he was listening because he didn't edit it, but he had a bar.
He's selective
He
listener.
knew some shit. He knew some shit over there. He did some shit.
What is too? Because that got very.
yes.
John's breath got dark.
I want to know his answer to that.
John, what's the oldest you go?
Why?
It did.
That's a real tough one. That's a real tough
Is
one.
it?
Yeah, it is.
It is because it's subjective. Because Andrew, based on what we was just saying, we just mentioned 2 women that's over 70, right?
No, Angela Bassett ain't that old.
I think she
No,
close,
the
bro.
fuck she is not.
Boy.
I'll Google. Talk. I'll Google.
Okay, so we mentioned 2 older women, right? But all of them are not created equal. So I think it's all in how you keep it. But John is very particular about this. You know what?
John getting so antsy right now.
I go into recklessly speculate right now. John is fucking a 70-year-old woman.
I would say
she's
this,
65.
but I mean,
Angela Bassett 65. I'm sorry. Still can get it.
Close.
Still can get it.
okay. So what are we arguing about?
That's my thing. That's why I'm with you. I'm saying it's so subjective because all 65-year-old women are not equal.
You know why I gotta backpedal?
You can't say I wouldn't fuck a 65-year-old woman because what if she looks like Angela
How old is
Bassett?
J-Lo?
J-Lo in her 50s. That's what I'm saying. So you may be
Shakira's how old?
you may be saying Shakira close to 50.
Salma Hayek's how old?
This is what I'm saying. She's got to be J-Lo age. So it's all based on how you keep it. I went to Cuba. They had some very old cars that they keep really nice.
And they drive the same as the newer cars.
That's what you remember?
They get you to point A to point B.
And
right?
the architecture.
Yep, that's what you remember.
Mhm.
Yep. Boy.
The architecture,
Who's this?
incredible,
Cuba.
Who'd you pull up?
incredible
So
mechanics.
I have to shut my fucking mouth. Because Sade is 65 years old.
Thank you.
And I would,
Thank you.
yo.
The only 2 women in this world you love more than Sade is possibly your mom and Glennis Hannah Martin.
Let me tell you something about Gladys Santa Martin.
Mm-hmm.
My yellow queen.
Yeah.
I've been on her neck. Every chance I get,
Mhm.
on everything that I'm on.
Yeah.
May it be radio or podcast. I need her to stop playing with me.
Mhm.
Clip this. I need her to stop playing with me. All I'm asking for is a date.
Yeah.
Let me carry you for a good Asiago. you could get whatever nuggets you want, baby.
Mhm.
I got it. We ain't working on a budget. Low key, I am, but we're working on a budget.
But you can't. I mean, you have to give the appearance that we're not.
Picture it. Me and Glennis. Wendy's line, 11 o'clock. They close at 12.
Mm.
11 o'clock. Baby, what you want? Hand on knee. Hand on knee. Still playing Griselda, you know.
Yeah.
Because I want to know I'm a real nigga first.
Yeah.
I'm a real nigga first,
Get
but
only Griselda and Boldy James for this kind of situation.
exactly. We had the Wendy's line. Baby girl, what you want? I want to get full. Don't say that. What you mean? Like, you know what the aim won't get full mean, right? You know, trying to feel bloated, man. You know what I mean?
She will make sure you can eat too, cause she don't want be the only one.
Oh, Andrew
So
can
what you can get.
I say all that to say this. Glennis hit my line. We go on the show. Glennis hit my line. I stopped playing with me. I know you heard. I know you heard. You heard.
We don't have anything else to say.
I know she heard. Stop playing with me. My yellow queen. What you doing?
I don't know.
Come minister to this education. Teach me. Show me the way.
You know what? You could be like that Cosby dude. She could be your Griselda. You got to start writing her directly.
I need to start throwing shots.
You got to start doing this directly.
No, facts.
You've been too abstract about it. See,
you're right.
He wasn't dancing around it. He was mailing those letters directly to her to prison. You got to get on her directly.
I trying to be her Dario. I try to be her stepper, like a big stepper. I trying to be like the dude who like protects her from the evil in this world. Not Bahamian evil. I can't fight, and I don't want the problems with these dudes who kill her. But
No.
like, get out the way. Glennis coming through.
But like in the House of
Right.
Assembly when someone shouted her a little bit too much, because you know how them dudes just go when they banging on the
Right.
table and they sending shots. You want to be in the gallery just to stand up to be like, hey,
Yo,
I bench 4 plates on a regular basis.
Don't
and
do
just
that.
letting you know that.
don't do that.
Like when you talk to her, talk with respect.
You talking to G Hannah?
Yeah.
What you doing?
Like lower your tone,
Yeah, lower your voice.
speak respectfully.
Yeah, don't. I wanted to fight the dude who said she like man. You like man? Remember that clip? They was in the House of Assembly and someone screamed. She was talking about something. She screamed,
You
she screamed
remember?
out.
You remember who did it?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I got on-site beef with
Well,
him.
let's look that up. And no,
I think you know, but you were trying to say it.
I don't be keeping track of what they do in politics.
I have a feeling it was Davis, but
I have zero idea.
you don't care. You stopped being a reporter long.
Even when I wasn't checking for that shit.
So what do we rate Griselda out of 10? And
I
you know
get-
more than me, so I can't speak.
The show was cool. The creative license they took with it. I just wanted them to go a little bit deeper into the stories, particularly what happened after she got arrested. I give it like a 6. It was
Sophia did a hell of a job though.
Yeah, it was an easy watch.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. For somebody who likes a lot of that time period, and not really to glamorize it, but I like learning about that time period. The cocaine wars in Miami were incredible. The Bahamas. I think I like it so much because I always want to see more of what I want someone to tell the story of what things was like in the Bahamas then. That's why I'm always so interested in it.
The conversation we need to have is how the 80s were like the wildest time in history. Like the fact that they got on planes with cocaine in their bras and like came off the plane safely.
It wasn't a thing yet.
I watched Die Hard the other day, the first Die Hard. And this nigga was on the plane with like a gun.
Yeah.
He came off and like remember like you could like
Yo.
smoke on a plane.
We don't even remember. We don't
Smoke.
even remember how different things was before 9/11. Like when we think about when we were kids traveling and going on planes then, completely different experience
Yeah.
to what it is now. So think about back then before anything had a chance to be regulated. We talking about the 70s, we talking about the 80s.
Yeah.
They was getting away with murder.
Bro, it was
because
the
nothing
Wild
happened
West.
yet.
It was the wild fucking West. And I'm mad I didn't live. To your point earlier, I'm mad I didn't live in that generation.
Just
I ain't gonna
a little
lie. I may run coke.
See, like I am too afraid to do it now because if there's one thing I fear more than murder, it's going to jail and being raped.
Yeah, I fear anal rape more than I fear anything else.
Just
in this world.
Fox Hill.
No,
Anywhere.
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 I
You would have to.
could be in Sweden. Like I fear
no,
anal rape.
no. You could put. You know what prison you could put me in? The ones that ASAP Rocky was in. Where that was? That was Sweden. That was Switzerland.
Switzerland.
That just looked like an
They
apartment.
were amazing.
It was just a regular apartment.
I was like, lock me up.
and I was like, that's y'all prison?
They had like a cafeteria with several TVs. You could pick like news, sports, drama. I was like, this the prison?
His prison looked better than my dorm room.
It looks better than where I live, beloved.
So like that. So that's all I mean. But yeah, I would like for one of these shows to happen, and maybe it'll take a Bahamian storyteller to do it. I want to tell our story in the midst of all of this.
Said the seniors, Obamas
Well, we wasn't dealing drugs. I just mean
could have been
too dangerous now.
8th year seniors.
You and Kari go do that shit.
Get an 8th? No.
Yes. Yeah.
You missed it.
No, yeah, I did. I did. I thought she was referencing you and Kari.
Where are we on the? So some other drama has come out, and I don't consider this drama, but I am a little peeved out of it, peeved about it. And I actually want to have John's take on this. So Travis Kelce, when he was dating a black girl,
Yeah.
had a very, very, very good haircut.
Wow, we almost get through this without talking football at all. That's just
We
crazy.
can't avoid that. So Travis Kelce, when he was dating the black girl, I forgot her name. I think her name was Kaylee or some shit. And when they were together, he was, if I may, niggerish. Black clothing, black fashion, black whatever.
I think he's the same as what he is now. I think he's the same as what he's always
Hold
been.
on, no. Then he got with Taylor Swift, lost the fade, lost all of it, had the I cut off my body cam, mustache, police cut. And then as people were like, oh, Kelsey switch, he's now gone back to the beard and the fade. So now they're having what they call white men going into barbershops asking for the Kelsey. I am old enough to remember when the Rachel from Friends, Jennifer Aniston,
Yeah.
white women would go and be like, I want the Rachel, which is like a little bob. I'm mad.
Bob.
I gotta show you
I'm
like
mad I
my
have this
old
information.
driver's license pictures and stuff.
I'm glad you're chiming in because I want to hear, are you gonna get the Kelsey?
I used to get skin fades all the time, like when I was in Miami and stuff. Like that's
you-
nothing new.
So you're defending appropriation?
Yes. And now you see.
No, he would never call it the fucking Kelsey though.
No.
Yeah.
Bing. Good point. Very good point.
It
John
just-
wouldn't call it the Kelsey. He'd be
it's
like,
just a fade.
I would like get it. But see, John Bahamian.
Yeah.
That's the
So
problem.
I would
John
just,
Bahamian.
But then the thing too is here is like when I was younger, it was cheaper to get my hair cut at a barber here.
Mhm.
God rest his soul, the guy who was in Seagrace Plaza. He
Oh
would-
yeah, yeah. For
yeah.
real.
He used to cut my
That's
hair.
my barber too. Rest
Yeah.
in peace. Yeah, rest in peace.
So yeah, we used to go after high school and it was like $5 to $10 depending on
Mhm.
or
Super
whatever
cheap.
it is. Yeah, it was just cheap. And it would always just be fade. Like you're in the military. Oh, fade, let's go. Done.
So are we is this outrage or are we just
And now I don't
we
cut my
care?
hair.
No, see, I think the difference with it is, and there's a difference between a flat top, the buzz cut that you'd get in the military, and the actual fade, right?
Mhm.
So obviously, like you said, John has grown up in Bahamian culture.
Mhm.
He mentioned going to Miami. That's Hispanic culture.
Mhm.
Those people been fading. This is normal stuff. I think this is also on top of the fact that they made it seem as if they were reintroducing swag surfing to a different crowd, right?
Mhm.
So when you put those two things juxtaposed to each other, two things that seminal parts of black culture,
Mhm.
we looking at saying like the stuff that we've been doing. Like this isn't anything out of the ordinary. This isn't anything out of the norm. Like you calling it the Kelsey is disingenuous. Like just call it a fade, bro. Like
Just
that's
call-
what it is.
Right.
And it
Right.
was
I
the
agree.
thing about it is like it was in the New York Times, and I think I saw Jamel Hill tweet about it, and she was like, y'all could just have like one person in the newsroom just saying, I ain't even saying it got to be a black person, but somebody just in tune with different cultures saying, it ain't a Kelsey. Like you could walk down the street and see 100 people with this haircut.
Mhm.
He got the haircut from somebody else.
By the way, I can tell he got that cut by a Dominican.
Of course he did.
I mean,
Ain't
doesn't matter.
nobody as fade like
I-
Dominicans and Cubans in Miami.
Bro, I hate to bring it up again, right? And I'm not even trying to bring it up to be like funny.
You are.
Them Costa Rican niggas,
Oh, jeez.
their hairlines are.
You want to tell us more about your
immaculate.
Costa Rica trip?
No,
Because
fuck the
you-
trip. These niggas can cut.
How's
hair.
the dental work in Costa Rica?
Very good. Very cheap. Very cheap.
So you would recommend people to go there for dental work?
100. I did. I'm not. I don't know if you're trying to get me.
You going back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go
He
back
has
in
to.
March.
Oh.
Yeah. What, I don't know if that was. I don't know what's happening. But
See,
no, amazing.
This is the difference. I ask you about these things because I care.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. But I still ask you about it because I find it interesting enough because I'm gonna go get all my stuff done in Chile. You know, them Spanish countries, they know what they're doing.
You see how he got? You see how he couldn't let me have Costa Rica? You see how he couldn't let me have that?
He had to one up you.
He just circled it back to Chile
Yeah.
and his ancestry.
So
you
here's
see
the
how he
thing.
did it? Yeah.
And I'll be perfectly honest. He only asked you about Costa Rica as a segue to get back to him going to Chile.
100%.
That's all it
100%.
was.
He better get like 5 surgeries for like $300.
or less.
He,
For
he,
free?
he had to start. Oh, see. You see how like during Black History Month we can't have nothing.
Not
First Travis Kelce with the haircut. Now I can't even have Costa Rica.
Maybe not just the surgeries either.
it may be some other things in the middle. So I have a question for Nal. Hold on. Yeah. I have a question for Nal and John and Clean Cut if he's interested. Here's my question. If you could close out like this.
Mhm.
If you had one day in heaven, one day in hell, who would you want to talk to in heaven and who would you want to run down on in heaven? And who would you want to talk to in hell and run down on in hell? One day.
Who would I want to? I'll start with heaven first,
Mm-hmm.
because I mean I think a lot of people are going to go family or close friends with this one, right? So in heaven, who would I want to talk to? I would want to talk to my friend Jonah, who recently
Rest in peace, sir.
passed last year, because that's someone that's very close to me. That was something that hit me really hard, and I think that a lot of the things that are happening now we would be making fun of. There's a lot of things that I want him to see, even like stuff with Kaizen, what he's doing. I think we talk about that kind of thing. Like, so that would be the biggest one for me.
Rest in peace.
Who I would run down on I'm running down on someone in heaven?
Yeah, you're running out on someone.
Okay. I'm running down on Malcolm X, and here's why.
Oh, let me hear this.
Because I always do my power rankings on people in the civil rights era, and Malcolm X is always number one in my power rankings, right? Even over MLK. And I would just ask him, why you had to try to be brave enough to still go off and do this stuff on your own? Like, even after you knew they was trying to kill you. Like, you knew the Nation of Islam had turned against you. You knew the FBI. You know, walking into the Audubon ballroom, it was going to be a problem. You could have laid low. You could have stayed in Mecca. You could have just been chilling. You and Muhammad Ali had patched things up. You could have just been riding with him. You did not have to still go out there solo with minimal security trying to start your own movement at that point.
You knew the block was hot.
You knew the block was hot. I would have wanted him to stay in Mecca, cool out for a little while. You know what Stokely Carmichael did, who was also on my top 5 power rankings? He just left America. You know what James Baldwin did? Just left America. Because sometimes you know what you got to do when shit like that? Just leave America. So why did Malcolm X have to come back and do it? That's all I'm saying. You could have avoided it.
I'm embarrassed about my pick now.
Why?
I'm really embarrassed.
Anyway, go ahead. And then after you go, then we go to hell. All right.
My pick to talk to would be David from the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'd be like, beloved, how you maintain all these hoes? How you maintain all of them?
I mean, it was a really long time ago. Like, dudes in the 50s was doing that. Are you kidding?
No, but your game had to be at a certain level to where, like, the Bible never mentions tensions.
He was a rich nigga. What you mean?
Yeah, but that's a lot of girls.
Yeah, but they didn't respect women. What are you talking about?
They did a little bit.
No, the fuck they did not.
Allow me that.
Okay, go ahead. Who would you run down on?
I'm running down on Abel for being a bitch nigga. Because how you let Cain, like...
It's only 2 of them, though.
You didn't know there was beef? You didn't know there was smoke? Actually, you know what? No, actually, you know, let me walk that back. I'm running down on Abel, on Cain, sorry, to be like, how did it feel to be like the first murderer? Like, what was your reaction when you was like, so he ain't moving, what's happening here? Like, who explained to him, no, this nigga dead? Who's that guy? Was it Adam? Was it Eve?
It had to be Adam and Eve, right?
But they never saw death. They didn't know what it was.
So God did?
Jay-Z?
No, not Jay-Z, God.
DJ Khaled?
DJ Khaled did it?
I mean,
he does seem eternal.
He seems.
He seems like he's always been
like
here.
I feel like Kai is gonna be like our age, being like, DJ Khaled dropped another one, like, and no one's gonna question.
DJ Khaled is inevitable. All right, let's go to hell.
Let's go to hell.
Who do I want to talk to in hell?
By the way, I stole this from another podcast. I like 5 people have asked the question. I've had the same answer. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for you to see if you say it.
All right. Who do I want to talk to in hell? I want to talk to J. Edgar Hoover.
That's a good one.
Because
that's a good one.
Low key, the worst thing to probably happen to Black America is J. Edgar Hoover. And I don't think a lot of people know that, and a lot of people know why. Like, he used the strongest part of the American, what do you call it? Anyway, he basically used the FBI to just police Black America and to keep this was his direct quote, to
Mhm.
keep a quote unquote black messiah from forming. Like
Mm.
they couldn't really do. You know what? They're asking for.
Smart.
It worked.
Smart.
It worked.
Smart.
They,
I can't be mad at him.
they killed him and destabilized everything.
Yeah.
They killed Malcolm X. They killed MLK. They destabilized the
That's a
Black
great
Panthers.
plan.
They ran everybody out. COINTELPRO actually fucking worked. I just want to talk to him and be like, you hated them that much that this is the strongest arm of the US.
You know what remember
You
that?
hated them that much.
There's like the 50 Cent meme is like, what did they fuck me for?
Yeah.
What I do?
And I want to ask him if the cross-dressing stuff is true. And was all of this just because, like, you had some resentment buried beneath that the
Yeah.
only way you could get it out is by attacking them?
I think they put it on his jacket though. I don't think he was.
No, I
crossing.
think he was absolutely doing that
You
shit.
think he was doing that shit?
No, there's been his dude that he was with actually. People know who it was. He had, back then, like in the 50s and 60s, you got a close friend. Well, his
Mhm.
close friend lived with him for decades. So there's that.
His close friends on Instagram must have been crazy. That must have gone crazy.
Nuts.
Like,
am I-
like he posted FBI. Hey, be careful, guys! Don't walk into this thing. I mean, it's like a
Who-
green bubble of like him fucking a man.
All right, and I got to run down on somebody. Who am I running
Who you run
down
down
on in hell? King Leopold of Belgium, because worse than fucking Hitler. Worse than Hitler.
The Africans, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The amount of people, the genocide in the Congo specifically,
Mhm.
that King Leopold is responsible for, dwarfs the numbers of the Holocaust. And
Mm.
it doesn't get the same kind of play, Hitler is fucking terrible. He's an evil person.
Yeah.
King Leopold, probably worse.
I've seen shit with him. Who am I? Who do I want to talk to? Weirdly enough, James Baldwin. I think that's a great conversation. I feel like he's gonna say a lot of things I don't understand, but I feel like he'll be great to smoke like hell weed with it. Because hell's gonna have better weed than heaven.
Why you think James Baldwin in hell?
I just feel it.
Okay.
I feel like he in hell.
All right.
Who would I want to run down on? I think I'd want to run down on the first Grand Dragon of the KKK, just to be like, so when did it start for you? When did you see niggas and you was like, no,
Immediately.
no? Like I want to sit down. By the way, I liked him to be in handcuffs because I don't know if he still has resentment for me.
He does.
But I'd be like, then I want to do a PowerPoint of every major sports league except hockey,
They don't care.
and be like, you see how well your shit went. You know what I mean? Like I really want to, but I really want to understand because I want to understand how like a person's like, nah, his color's wrong.
Oh, it's
His culture is wrong.
yeah, but it came from a very obvious place. People fear what they don't understand. People fear what is different. So a lot of that hatred and resentment came from me being in an unfavorable position. So I have to lash out my hatred at somewhere, and I am going to hate whatever other is.
Wait, can I walk that back?
Sure.
Can I walk that back?
Mhm.
I want to meet the white slave owner who created slave breeding. Just to tell him thank you. Be like, thanks. You made this.
Why are you telling him thank you?
Because he made an entire race of superhuman. Did you see the girl who does ice skating, speed ice skating, who practiced for 4 months and is now going to the Olympics?
You
Black
know,
girl.
You know the same way these dudes do with the dogs is how it was with us, right?
Hear me out. I like to play a little game, and this is Louis C.K. joke. Just
Okay.
a reference.
Oh my god. All right.
I like to play a little game called Definitely, Maybe.
Okay.
Definitely.
We're ending.
Definitely.
We're ending on this.
Definitely.
Uh-huh.
Slavery was wrong. Slave breeding was terrible.
Yes.
He made men who were not in love with women, made them have sex, made them do things just so they could breed bigger and stronger slaves.
Uh-huh.
Definitely.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yep.
That's like getting LeBron and Serena Williams, them having a child, just on the strength of having a stronger slave. Definitely.
Yep.
But maybe
Mm-hmm.
we don't get the NFL, NBA, and most major league sports if not for that man making that horrible mistake.
That's it for respectfully.
Definitely.
That's it for respectfully.
But maybe.
We'll see y'all next week.